So nervous all night. I don't think I've spoken in such a public forum in front of so many people since like high school. So my heart's beating 1,000,000 miles per minute right now. Thank you. The second being that I did not prepare anything for this. When Meech and Sean asked me if I wanted to do it, I said, yeah, absolutely. And as it got closer and closer, I was like, oh God, what did I do? And then the third is that I feel awkward all the time. Every single interaction, whether you smile at me or I say hello to you, or I'm even talking to my family, I feel awkward. I feel really, really awkward all the time. Woo! So a little bit about me, I guess, because like I said, I didn't prepare anything. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to talk about. I waited to see everybody else speak and thought, like the rest of my life, I'm just gonna wing this. So I was born here in Halifax. My parents were military. I moved every year up until I was about 8. Then my parents split up. I spent most of my time in the Annapolis Valley, and then I moved up here to the city right after I graduated to go to school. One thing that I want to say is a few labels I like to give myself. I'm cisgendered, I am Christian, I am a bartender, I am a student, I just recently became a paramedic, I am pansexual, and yeah, I'm a feminist. I don't know. There's a lot of different labels I like to give myself, but I also, another one is I have depression. I went on Ruth's lovely podcast, Optimistically Depressed. I'm going to plug that for her. So if there's one thing that I can give away from this evening is that it's okay to label yourself, but it's never okay to label anybody else. I just had that recently. Somebody decided they would label me a certain way. It's not fun. It's not cool. So I run a little bit of an Instagram, a blog. I don't like to call myself an influencer. I like to call myself a micro-influencer. I believe anybody that is an influencer has like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. Halifax is a small community. I have what I think is a nice amount of followers, and a couple of my friends have given me the name of Shameless because I will literally tell you my life story if you ask for it. I'm really honest. So honest to God, I started my Instagram because I wanted attention. I really liked it. I loved likes. I loved follows. I thought it was awesome. I used my sexuality. I used to work at the Dome. So I would post my Instagram outfits before I went to work.
We worked together.
And we did work together. That's how we met. So I would post my Instagram photos. I got about a little under 2,000 followers. And one time I was working at a restaurant. Somebody came in and my manager said, we're going to give them a free meal. They have an Instagram account about food. And I thought, I could do this. I could 100% do this. I can take nice photos. I already have a good following. I could get free stuff. So I slowly started to build up my Instagram. I started a blog. But along the way, I had an ex who always asked me, well, what's your message? And I was like, I don't really have one. And there's a lot of things that I wasn't always open about that only slowly over time I've decided to be open about. And I've realized if you have more than 10 people following you on Instagram, you have a voice. You have people who are listening to you. You can influence people by what you say. So I was more open about the fact that I have depression. I went on Ruth's blog, or on her podcast. I have mostly been in long-term relationships with males, so a lot of people like to assume that I'm straight. I'm not. I made out with a girl before I ever made out with a guy. We thought we would play boyfriend-girlfriend. Joke's on her. So recently, people said, oh, I've heard that you're not a part of our queer community, that you're just an ally. I thought, that is an awful thing for you to assume about anybody. So I'm also Christian, and I find there is a huge stigma around being Christian. People think Christian people don't appreciate or accept homosexual people, that they judge you based on your sins. I am probably the biggest sinner. Sorry. But so what I decided over the evening, listening to everyone's story, the main thing that I just want to say to people is be kind to your other humans. You know, we were put on this earth together. We're going to end it together. Whether your message is the planet or the city that you live in or your mental health, people are listening, and get it across to them, but get it across in a nice and positive way. Be kind to each other, be kind to your planet, and what you say matters. It's always going to matter. It always has mattered. And you as a person, each and every one of you, matter. Thank you.